Hello everybody, this is Dr. Katherine Kelly coming to you for a happy 2016, and I just wanted to say, one of the things that most people have a difficult time with at this time of the year is change in general. So we woke up to 22 degrees in the eastern part of the country, which is new for us since we've had extraordinarily warm temperatures for the last several weeks, really. We haven't really had a winter. And so yesterday I heard people saying that, they wish the winter wasn't coming. They would be more than happy to stay with 70-degree weather. And yet there's others that are like me that are like, oh my gosh, finally it's here. So this is a time of year when a lot of people either jump into change or resist change. And it's a difficult time for many because there's a lot of that internal inventory going on and reflection. And this is the time of the year when the world, the winter world anyway, is at rest because it's storing up to make time and energy and thoughts and plans for bursting forth into the spring. So lots of people set New Year's resolutions, and that's one of the things that I actually encourage people not to do, because of the fact that I think what happens with New Year's resolutions is, I think the research is that within 18 days people just drop off the wagon and they don't really follow through with whatever it is that they had really planned on doing. And so for me, instead of setting goals or resolutions, I encourage people to set what I call a theme. And to me, the theme is something that will take you through the year, and basically you can work on that theme no matter what that is without any particular goals or situations where you might fall off and then feel like you're failing. And so one of the stories that I love as far as talking about change is I have wonderful experiences in working with my clients. And one of the stories I tell a lot is probably 3-4 years ago. I had a client I was working with for some anxiety, and basically was really trying to help him work through some of the things that were causing the anxiety. Some of it was biochemical, but so we got him exercising, got him balancing a lot of his energy so that his serotonin levels would be up and then he would feel calmer and more grounded. But then day-to-day life, the human condition really creates that need for us also to work through what stresses us and what causes some of that anxiety. So we had been working for about probably 4 to 5 months, pretty steadily. He was making really good progress, and then one day he walks into my office, plops down on the couch, and he says, okay, Dr. Kelly, what the heck? How long is this going to take? I feel like I'm back to square one. I feel like I'm not getting anywhere. And he kept lamenting the whole idea that he had made it all the way back to square one. Now, in my world, we never make it back to square one, because if we've learned something, then we have a learning curve, and we just have to remember what that learning curve is so that we can take that forward even further. But he kept going on and on about, he's worked so hard for these 5 months. And so, my cartoon brain, where every once in a while I think, in cartoons, but my cartoon brain came up with, and just started talking, well, think about the first fish that flopped onto land. So millions and millions and millions of years ago, when the first fish flopped onto land, how many times did it take he or she to flop on, flop back in the water, flop on the land, flop back into the water, flop on the land, flop back into the water, until he or she finally decided, I don't know what this land thing is about, but what I know is that I'm tired of swimming in my own muck. And so I'm watching him as I'm talking, because this is just coming out of nowhere. And basically what happened was the light bulb went on for him, is that he had to choose. He had to get to that point where he was tired enough of doing the same old things, thinking the same old things, going through the same old motions, falling back into the same old patterns. So that at that point he finally said, okay, I need to be the one to decide. I'm not going back there. And so I've used that example many times to talk about how do we get out of our own muck, because really the human condition is what creates our muck. When we're brought here to this planet, when we're birthed, basically we're pure, we're clear, we're clean. We don't have these human events or experiences that create, I call it the muck, but the layers of things that we have to learn how to heal or peel off or let go of. And so for me, it's a matter of, we have to choose that we're not going to keep plopping back into that water that is mucky and dirty, and we've got all that same old gunk going on from our human condition. So for me, it was really fun to see what happened for him next, because once he realized, gosh, I really don't want to be swimming in my own muck, he started going. He started changing things. He actively started changing his mindset. And so it was one of those wonderful and beautiful things where transformation was happening right in front of me, and it was just magical to watch. And for me, and I say this often, this is really how I believe about life, is that for me, there's nothing better than watching people evolve, because that's my purpose here on earth as far as I'm concerned. So as you were starting your new year, as you were thinking about goals or resolutions or whatever it is that you were hoping to create for this year, I would encourage you to give yourself a little time to understand that, number one, change happens slowly, just like the season sometimes doesn't come when we think it's going to. And then when it does, sometimes we complain about it. And other times, basically, we have to get to that point where we realize that we have to evolve slowly, otherwise we're going to miss steps. We're going to get to the point where we actually don't take care of all of the little details in moving forward. So as you start this new year, I hope you think about that change does take time, that in order for us to evolve, we have to kind of plop back in that water. And I have this lake right here behind me in my house that is really a nice metaphor for, do I want to keep flopping back in the lake, or do I want to move forward, get onto land, even if I don't know what it looks like or what it's going to be like? And so that basically I keep moving forward. So anyway, I hope you take this information and run with it. Having entered the vlogospheres, I should say, I'm excited to bring new information to you and bring some stories to you that sometimes can't be conveyed in the midst of writing. So if you like what you've heard, please go to my website at www.drkatherinetkelley.com, where you're going to find all of my social media links. Also, you can read more and more about what's going on with workshops and classes and webinars and travel excursions that I'm doing. And I look very forward to hearing from you. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a fabulous first week of the new year.